Alright, so this afternoon is a really nice day here in Iowa. It's August 3rd, but really God has blessed us with wonderful weather. We really had some pretty bad summer weather here about a week or so ago, but now that really, He got us through that, so now we are able to enjoy this nicer summer weather in August. So I really do believe that. I mean, He gives us a different weather that we do need it, even though some of it's not desirable to us, or that we think it's not desirable. But in the big picture, it was needed, and it makes us trust in Him and, lean into Him more when it's the undesirable parts, right? Than it is when we're just enjoying and being happy, right? Even though we're thankful to both for sure, because we need both, and He knows that. He knows better than what we do, right? So today, we've been in the gardens already, so you can look on my channel and to see, we've been in the garden, we've been in the chicken coop to collect things and those things, and now we are to the fruit trees. So today is plums. Today is a plum day. So our plums are just beginning to ripen, as you can see here. We have a small bowl in the house of ones that were ripe, but now today there looks to be more plums that are ripe. So these are really good. Oh my goodness. And you can see a video I did of Japanese beetles at our raspberry plants, and they are also, I suppose, they like plum trees because there are some here, as you can tell. So, like I said on that video though, we're not going to try to get rid of them. We're not going to spray them and to try to kill them, because if you watch that video when we're at the raspberry bushes, our honeybees were really all over those raspberries. And if we were to kill the Japanese beetles, then I have a feeling it would hurt our honeybees, and we would not want to do that. So it's okay. The plants and the bushes, we will just have to share with the Japanese beetles. So that's okay, because honestly, it's really not doing anything bad. These are still really great plums. Look at that nice plum. And this tree doesn't really do big plums. It's just normally this is the size, but they're still really delicious. So they're tart on the outside. The skin is tart, but then the inside is so sweet. So it's really great. So this tree, and this is a really pretty old tree. We've had it for a long time. We planted it here a long time ago. Pretty much, this was, I think, one of the first parts of the orchard we did. It was the first year or so that we lived here. We planted all of our orchards. So this is a pretty old one. So that's why it's still doing really good. Yeah. But now these lighter colored ones I'm not going to pick. I'm just picking them, the dark ones, or if they're really close to being dark. And then they will also ripen a little bit in the house. And don't put them in the fridge yet. You don't want to get them cold yet if you want them to still ripen. But once they are ripe, then you can put them in the fridge, and then they will last for a little while. So now plums here, I guess you could do, there are some things that you could probably do with plums. Here on our farm, we just try to eat them fresh. I have frozen some in the past, and I have made like fruit roll-ups, mixed them with another fruit for the kids. We made homemade fruit roll-ups. We actually like that. I might have to do that again. The kids really did like that, so maybe I'll do that again. And then I'm sure you can do other things. I'm sure that there's a lot of recipes of things that you can do with plums. Personally, we just haven't done a lot with the plums, but besides eating them fresh. So, and some of them fall on the ground, but that's all right. We can't get them all because there is so many of them, as you can tell. And some of them, if it has a bad spot, we can just throw it up. That one fell. We can throw it over if it had a bad spot. But not many. There's not many that have bad spots on them at all. Now, I will say that some years this doesn't have any plums on it. I think they kind of do every other year. Sometimes the tree doesn't have any plums on it, which that's something that you will learn if you have fruit trees. Not all of the fruit grows every year, which is okay. That doesn't mean anything's wrong with your tree. That's just what they do. So we had to learn that when we first planted our orchard, and we didn't know a lot in the beginning about it, of course. But and then sometimes we would be like, why doesn't this have any fruit on it? So we would kind of look it up and research it, and then it would be like, well, it doesn't have fruit everywhere, and that's okay. So, all right, well, that's a pretty good amount of plums. I might pick a couple more over here. So that's our picking for plums today. And we'll just check back every day, every other day, depending on the weather, and to collect some more. So now we'll be off to, so our apples are almost ready. So let's go look at this apple tree over here. Some apples are ready earlier than others. So this one, these are looking to be some nice apples. So they're probably close to being ready. I know our Honeycrisp apples, which is up by the front fence, are really close to being ready. Should we go see them? Okay, we'll be right back. I will show you when we get there. Okay, so we made it to one of the Honeycrisp apple trees. Look at it. I just actually realized this has tons of apples on it. Now, they're not all good apples, but you know, what are you going to do? But there's a lot of them, and probably more than not, they are good. So that's going to be a lot to pick when they're ready. And then, of course, we have 4 of them up on the front fence that are loaded, just as loaded or even more. See, they're over there. You can see them on that side of the driveway. So yeah, so that's going to be coming in soon. Of course, pears will be the end. Pears will definitely be the last.